And we're gonna show you guys a video, a never before seen video, brought to you by the VeeFriends family and VeeFriends community to signify how monstrous of a day this is.
I'm literally building the next Pokemon in people's faces.
Cause we're gonna be legends.
Last night was crazy. There's a bunch going on today. And here's the best part of the day. Look at this, look at this. The legends in the building.
Boys.
The band is back together.
Inevitable, right?
Inevitable. DailyVee is back. We are filming, well, back-ish.
I am looking at the VeeFriends collaboration with Topps, like
Yes.
Topps that we grew up collecting.
The epic.
Can you please tell us all about this?
Look, I'm trying to build the next Pokemon, the next Marvel, the next Disney. IP is one of the things that is going to be the big winner. So for the last 40 years I've been building this. This is a huge moment for us with VeeFriends. Today's the day Topps Chrome comes out. It's 4 years old. There's cartoons on YouTube Kids made by the people that make Coco Melon. There's digital collectibles and NFTs. There's a kid's book that is crushing. But this is a signature moment because today, in 1,000 GameStops around the country, people will walk in and see VeeFriends cards. In hundreds and hundreds of local card shops, they will see VeeFriends. On this new live shopping, the QVC-ification of social media is here. So Whatnot, TikTok Shop, there will be hundreds of people opening up packs of VeeFriends cards. VeeFriends is a universe of 250 characters that are obsessed with practical positivity, with optimism, but accountability. And you know, it's very inspired by Marvel and DC and Disney and, you know, Hanna-Barbera and, you know, DreamWorks and all the great IP storytelling things going back hundreds of years to astrology and Zeus and Romeo and Juliet and all the great stories of all time. I'm gonna give it a real run here for the next half century and try to have the world fall in love with Patient Panda and with Rare Robot and Vibing Vampire and Motivated Monster. And we've been building slowly for 4 years, methodically, thoughtfully. And obviously this is a big moment because obviously Anthony, like you've been part of the crew for a little while, but this is really the coming out party, right? We're at the Good Day New York, actually Good Night New York set. Normally I'm here for Good Day New York. They've got a new show. How long has it been out? For a couple years? Last year. Good Night New York, which is super fun. So we're gonna go do some corks and cards, a little Vino and a little VeeFriends. All right, something crazy just happened on the show. We're just filming that. Luckily, it's live for tomorrow. But in my pack, DRock, get over here. In my pack, I pulled the very lucky black cat.
No.
So I wasn't gonna leave that for, you know what I'm saying? We're not leaving any black cats. And we're gonna build, but this is a big moment. Hundreds and hundreds of card shops across the country have allocations. Dozens and dozens of breakers like yourselves and stores, and I'm grinding, man. I'm doing like 30 live streams and 15 interviews, and I was up to 2 in the morning live streaming last night and up at 6 in the morning to go to ESPN TV this morning, and I'm gonna leave it all on the field, my guy. Walking into this building with you right now, filming.
I know.
Like I literally just weirdly got almost like a little like emotional.
Aw.
That's gonna be really like.
I know.
That's wild. It's almost impossible to articulate what I'm feeling. You know, cards are the foundation of my entrepreneurial journey. They represented a time when I was getting Americanized as an immigrant that was born in the Soviet Union. At an age where I was really getting into when I was 12, 13, 14, 15, that was the early seeds of who I am today. I was starting to get strong emotionally and knew that bad grades in school weren't gonna define who I was and that I was a businessman. The word entrepreneur wasn't out there yet. If you told 15-year-old me that I would have my own Topps trading card, I'd be like, what happened? How did I get good at sports? And then if you told me, no, you invented a Disney, like Transformers, G.I. Joe, this is at the time, Pokemon hadn't happened yet, you know, universe, Hanna-Barbera, Scooby-Doo universe, Sesame Street universe, and those are the cards, I'd be like, you mean like Garbage Pail Kids? And you'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. That's what would have happened in 86.
That's so cool. How did you even come up with the idea of VeeFriends?
I'm an 80s baby. Like the 80s was crazy for intellectual property. If you go from 1975 to 1985, here are the things that were invented out of thin fucking air. Star Wars, E.T., Donkey Kong, Atari, Pac-Man, Transformers, Strawberry Shortcake, Care Bears. I can go on and on and on, and I was affected by that. I thought that was cool, but I was also super into sports. That's why I was into cards. And then later, I got into comic books and a little bit more like collectible toys. So I was very blended in the Comic-Con and the national stuff. I mean, I am a public figure known for being a successful entrepreneur, and there is no question that what I learned at baseball card stores and the malls and the firehouses and the Elks stations of New Jersey in the 80s is the foundation of who I am today, you know? And so, yeah, it's like, it's my true first love, you know, in a lot of ways. Somebody just said, why are you showing us Pokemon? That was the highlight of my day. These are VeeFriends cards, which I'm hoping to build into the next Pokemon, so thank you for that comment. Why? Because I'm the creator and the builder of this IP. I always talk to all of you about going for it, going for big dreams. This is my big dream. Like, I want to be Walt Disney. I want to be Jim Henson. I want to be Stan Lee, and I'm building a universe. DRock, you will be blown away by comic book number 2.
Can't wait.
It's an absurd story.
Can't wait.
Like, it's like all the stuff we talked about 5 years ago.
Are you allowed to give any details?
Not yet. But I'll give it to you off camera.
Yeah. What would you say if someone was starting from zero, how to apply patience to their life?
Well, there's many things when you're starting at zero that you need to understand. My favorite thing about starting at zero is you have no fucking choice. Like, good news. When you're starting at zero, you have no choice. Like, what are you gonna cry on the couch and be like, I'm starting at, like, what's great about zero and the dirt and the start is you have no choice but to be patient. Meaning, you can go the get rich quick scheme route, and a lot of people do, DRock. They're always chasing the next trend and this and that, and I feel like, you know, I'm a big fan of, you know, people understanding that to build something meaningful, it takes real work, it takes real time. And you know, patience has been a huge partner in my success. I wish on you guys, besides health for you and your family, the biggest thing I wish for you is to dream big as fuck and then watch it unfold. Because you actually worked for it, not because you hit the lottery. So how does it feel? Fucking insanity. What are you talking, like I can't, I'm like, there are Topps Chrome products that is a good product of a world I fully invented in my own head in hundreds of the best card shops in the world right now, and 1,000 GameStops are about to open across the country and have blasters in, what?
And then the hobby store, I'm like, how much are these? Like $250. I said, how much do you have? He goes, you got a case. I go, I'll take the case. He goes, oh man, I can only give you 2. You know, we got to see what the demand is like. I was like, all right, it's fine. So maybe I'll go back with like a mustache later.
And a wig. Hello.
And a hoodie.
It's me, Randy Hardison. Brett, you do know that you really need to go get the rest of those boxes and you gotta send like, wow, like it's no joke, Brandon. You're gonna cry when these are $900 a box in a week.
I mean, good day, sir.
Good day, sir. It's me, Randon. It's me, Randon Mornicki. There's a lot of good for parents in this. When they open up packs, I got an email last night where the kid pulled an ambitious angel, and she asked her, Dad, what's ambition mean? And he got to spend 5 minutes talking to his 7-year-old daughter about ambition because of Ambitious Angel, and he sent me a thank you because I think a lot of us can relate with this. Parenting is hard. My mother is my hero, brother. The way she parented me is unprecedented in my opinion, and I feel a sense of responsibility to give back to the world a little bit to the way she did it for me, and VeeFriends is one of my vehicles to do that. I want you all to win. I want everybody to win, and that's a big part of VeeFriends for me as well. For all the parents that are listening, it's Pokemon on the facade in a lot of ways, but underneath the facade, it's very Sesame Street. Like Fearless Fairy. Take Fearless Fairy real quick. Like read that. Read it.
Fear is fake. Don't let the world weaponize it on you. Fearless Fairy.
I mean, this is real stuff, bro. I want every fucking girl on earth to know she can fucking dominate. I want that. If I could get the world to understand that fear is fake, like if people actually understood their fears are based on their insecurities about what other people think about their life, that have nothing to do with their life, once you actually understand that truth, you become completely unstoppable. There's people who like feel like they're gonna build a whole world for themselves. My brother, good to see you, good to see you. And they wouldn't put in the work that I'm doing in the last 72 hours to build like their dream. And this is 4 years in, and VeeFriends is nowhere. Like these are the videos that are gonna be super fun when in 13 years, people are walking around the world and there's not a day that goes by that they don't see VeeFriends in the wild. On a hoodie, on a backpack, in a window sign, on some kicks, clicking through their channels, in social. You know, so this has been, I just don't think people put in the actual work required to build their dream. And that's okay. Like, no judgment other than a plea to not be delusional of the work it takes to actually accomplish something that is ludicrous. You know, when I say I want to build the next Pokemon, Marvel, Disney, I'm talking about for the rest of my life. Hopefully I live to 100, I'm 49. You know, there's people who are like, I'm gonna be a millionaire, and they try to do a Shopify or some social and they do it for 3 weeks and they're like, oh, this isn't gonna work. You gotta know when to cut bait, this isn't gonna work. Lack of tenacity, lack of patience. Let's put up the characters. Delusion, you know, just entitlement. Either grew up where mommy and daddy gave them everything and they just think everything's easy, or grew up cynical where mommy and daddy had nothing and said, we're screwed forever, we're the Johnsons, we'll never get ahead because of the government, because of this car company we worked for, because of politicians. Patience means a lot to me because I think patience is the secret weapon of the ambitious. When you're ambitious, when you're hungry, when you want to prove them wrong, which is actually a pretty negative energy, or when you want to prove it to yourself, which I think is a very positive energy, patience is an incredibly important component when you're ambitious, when you're hungry, when you're tenacious, when you want it. Because so many people I know, you know, are just in a place where they want it so fast that they cut corners and make mistakes. I also want people to fall in love with accountable aunt, so they stop blaming mommy and daddy or the president or their boss or their teachers. Like, you wanna be happy in life? Let's just veer off real quick. You wanna be happy in life? Realize everything's your fault. The second you realize everything's your fault, you may think that's fucked up and it's bad, it actually is liberating, because then you're in control. So I don't know, I got a lot of fucking feelings.
Oh, that's awesome.
And look who it is Mr. GaryVee himself. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing super well. Thank you so much for the support. It's been a very emotional day, Jeff. I've been waiting a long time for us to kind of like officially enter the hobby. As you know, we've always been kind of on this little outskirt, building slowly. I wanted to be thoughtful about when we were like, hey, we're ready. And it's been an emotional 7-8 hours. I feel like a lot of people are starting to get a sense of what we're actually doing here, and that feels good because I adore the hobby, and so many of the people that have either paid no attention or even had negative attention towards what we're doing, I'm a fan of many of them and what they do, and I'd be lying if I didn't say it's a pretty good feeling that I think that the hobby's getting a little sense of what I'm up to.
You know, with anything new, you obviously get the praise, and then you also get the critics, right?
Of course.
You have a lot to say about it, and I've heard some of that too.
Yeah, listen,
and I think a lot of those people, I think some of them are going to be proven wrong when they see the fan interest around this and the longevity around it.
Yeah, and I'm empathetic. Like, you know, Meadow Zoo had its, you know, ups and downs. Hopefully the new owners can revive that properly, but I'm empathetic why people think that. They may just think it's GaryVee fans and don't care that, you know, I don't expect people to do the 5 hours of homework that it would take to know what's really been happening. They're busy with their own lives and what they collect.
Where are we going?
Going into GameStop to do the event. Little meet and greet, little photo, hello. So, should be good. Oh shit. Thank you very much, sir. Let's go do this event. I want to check this out. This is cool. I have a lot of empathy for the naysayers, the people that are razzing me, the people that say these are all going to end up in the dollar bins in a week. I see it all, I read it all, and I take that as constructive criticism that I've not done enough work yet to really show everyone what's really happening here, and that's okay, and we'll continue to build brick by brick. And you know, I think every day that goes by, look, I will say this, I have a funny feeling a couple people that thought this was garbage a week ago are starting to get a sense this afternoon that there's a little bit more here than they thought, and you know, either they're gonna be right or I'm gonna be right, and that comes down to execution and humility and patience and strategy. And you know, that's been Jeff, honestly, my whole life has been that. I was a poor student, people said I was not gonna be successful. I launched an e-commerce site for my dad's business in 1996. My dad's friends told him I was gonna put him out of business. I then started an advertising agency after working at a liquor and built the largest independent advertising agency in the world. I started making content on the internet and people said I was stupid, and you know, built 50 million followers. I put all my money into Facebook and Twitter, all my savings when I was in my early 30s into these two companies that no one's ever heard of. Everybody's my financial advisor and everybody around me said I was stupid. My whole life has been people telling me I was stupid and then not telling me that I was stupid.
There you go.
And I think the people that give it 30 to 45 minutes of card ladder, of eBay comp sales, of watching you and others break, if they give us 45 minutes, they're going to never turn back, because I do believe they're watching a Pokemon, Star Wars, Marvel, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Care Bear, Strawberry Shortcake like IP being built in front of their eyes, and I'm excited about it.
What's your opinions on taking an econ class or business?
You know what's funny? It's not that I'm, like, first of all, I think education's the most important thing in the world. And so even the way you're asking it, it sounds like you're trying to get educated about something.
Yeah.
My big issue with school is when people think it's the end all be all, or when they go into huge debt to get a degree that they don't use. But as far as even the way you asked it, if that's some shit that you want to learn, that's an incredibly viable way to go about it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Pleasure, man.
Have a good
Pleasure.
one.
You too. Want me to sign one?
Okay, but if not, I would like something here. Like close up.
All right. You know, it was really exciting because I'd missed DRock. This was like reconnecting, but I just remembered like the annoying stuff where he's like, you do this now if you don't do this. I will be back in the office tonight.
This is the show, that's all I'll say. But we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna show you guys a video, a never before seen video, brought to you by the VeeFriends family and VeeFriends community to signify how monstrous of a day this is.
They have no idea what's coming, my friend. They think it's all just a game. A bunch of toys, lifeless trinkets. Ha! Little do they know, it's so much more than that. The stories will be told. The best kept secrets are about to break free.
A whole new world is about to open, and people are gonna know. The Alpha Age is coming to an end.
We really came back?
We really came back.
All right, what do you need from me?
Next one is.
I know.
I think the only thing I need from you
Yep.
is pass it to Dustin for tomorrow.
Cool. All right, it's 12:04. Literally been up. I've literally been up for 45 of the last 48 hours, and I'm looking forward to seeing Dustin in about 5 minutes. I think I have basketball practice at 6:30 in the morning.
You had a good day?
Yeah, I had a good day because you were here.
You're my runaway, you're my prisoner, you're my never done, there's no other her.
All right, DailyVee fans, it's my dream to be on a DailyVee, and now we're here. We're on VeeFriends Unleashed, only on Whatnot, 8 p.m. every Wednesday night. It's about to get crazy. It's our adult swim of the VeeFriends world. We like to be positive, we like to be nice, but on Unleashed, we get it fucking unleashed. And that's what we're doing. Gary's about to pull up. But at the end of the day, we're broke YouTubers. So I need you to hit the like button, and I need you to smash, I mean literally smash, the subscribe button so we can make some money off this video.
You're my runaway, you're my prisoner, you're my never done, there's no other her. She a sister with her sisters, she a mistress, I don't miss her.